Hi there, my name is Eli and welcome back to my channel, Draculija. And in today's video, I wanted to revisit this doll right here. Now, this is the Fan-Sea Lagoona Blue collector doll. She was the first collector doll that we received in Monster High G3, and she retailed for $40. She was randomly an Entertainment Earth exclusive. I think at this point now, she's actually sold out on Entertainment Earth. She was in stock for a long time, and I like this doll, but I kind of wanted to revisit her for two reasons. Number one, I recently did a video unboxing this Lagoona right here. This is the Budget Day Out doll. If you want to go check out that video on my channel, it's like my most recent one. But after seeing her and just restyling her hair ever so slightly, I kind of got in a little bit of like a Lagoona Blue mood, if you will. And number two reason I wanted to explore this doll once more is because of the recent Fang Vote G3 Catty Noir doll that was announced. Catty, is very controversial. People love her, people hate her. But you know what? She got the people talking, okay, which I'll give her that. I am on the camp of loving that doll. I also have a video sharing all of my thoughts and opinions on the Fang Vote Catty Noir doll if you want to check that out. But for your warning, I'm very, very biased towards G3 and I love that doll. So just, prepare yourself before you click. But because of that, I wanted to take a look at this doll. And not necessarily in like a conversational sense. I don't know what much else there is to say about her that hasn't already been said, but more so in like a customizing sense. I just want to amp her up a little bit, give her some extra life on my shelf. And that's a really fun thing to do as a collector. I think sometimes it's really easy to always be focused and fixated on like new, I want a new doll. But like, if you're like me, you probably have plenty of dolls in your collection that you can revisit, spend some time with, give some extra love to, and that's exactly what I plan on doing in today's video. What I want to do is customize her and do something pretty simple. I think I'm going to give her hair a restyle. Now, I did boil wash her hair in preparation. She had an original hairstyle that was just crimped hair with like a single braid tousled to the side. Now, I tried to boil wash her crimps, but let me tell you, those crimps were resilient. You can still see part of that like crimp texture in the hair, which is fine. I don't even have like a full game plan for what I want to do as far as restyling this hair, but I do like it. It's very long. I love this pink color in particular for Lagoona. We don't really ever see this kind of, fuchsia pink on Lagoona. So I love the color that she has and I love the length. So this is a great canvas for me to play with and come up with something new. I also want to try to retain this headband in the style. I really like the pearl headband. And then the next thing I want to do is just paint her accessories. She has really gorgeous molded on pieces like this necklace, this belt piece. She has a nice ring and bracelet. And then I love her like coral reef shoes as well. And they're fine as is, but this kind of light yellow gold plastic, it's just not my favorite. So that's my game plan. I'm going to paint those three pieces, probably paint the headband and the earrings, and I might even try to paint and accessorize this like jellyfish purse. I love this purse. It's so cool. So I don't know what I can do to it, but that is what I want to do in today's video. I think it's fun. Like for me, I sometimes do these types of projects to my dolls, but I don't always film it. I just kind of am always working and customizing and playing with my dolls. So I'm trying to get better at being like, you know what? Let me document this process with all of y'all to show you that like there's ways to engage with your dolls that doesn't always have to be the most like grandiose, huge, big project. Like if you know me and you watch my channel, I love to reroute my dolls, but rerouting is a little bit more on the extreme side of customizing. This is on the more like beginner friendly side of customizing, like painting and redoing a hairstyle. That's pretty simple stuff. But sometimes it's fun to just play with your dolls and, give them a little bit different of a look. So that's the plan. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's get into customizing Lagoona. First off, with her accessories, these are some of the paints that I'm primarily going to be using for like Lagoona's belt, her necklace, and her boots. And first off, I'm going in with Folk Art Treasure Gold in the shade Gold. I love this metallic paint, and I'm gonna slightly dilute it just to sort of thin it out a little bit with some water. Now, this metallic paint is, slightly more expensive than like a standard folk art metallic paint. You know, like the tubes that are like $1 or $2. This paint runs a little bit more expensive, but I do think it's very, very, very nice. I love the metallic finish that it gives off. And I'm painting over the belt and the necklace on the like rope portion of the accessories. So like on the belt in particular, there's kind of rope and then pearls and then seaweed or like kelp. And so I want to differentiate those three sort of, I don't know, materials going on with the belt. And so for the rope, I'm going over it with this gold paint. And even though the plastic is already gold, I don't know, metallic paint just kind of adds something extra to it, you know? And I don't really love this sort of yellow gold. This gold paint that I'm using is a little bit more, I don't know, rustic, kind of antique looking. And I think it looks a lot nicer, you know, like something that you'd find hidden in the depths of the ocean. Now, sometimes in my comments, I will get asked the question if I seal any of my painted accessories with like a satin, gloss, or matte varnish. Really, it's on a case-by-case basis. It just depends. Nothing in this video that I paint do I seal. So that's what I did today. But also, I'm using a lot of specialty paints like metallic paints or like glittery top coats, things like that. I don't really feel like those need to be sealed. The paints are a little bit higher quality, and I find that the finish is pretty sturdy as is. Also, I'm just putting my dolls on a shelf. Like, I'm not actively handling them. But as always, use your own discretion and do what you think is best. But that's just my 2 cents on the topic. Now for Laguna's boots, they are mainly kind of like this coral. I think these boots are super underrated. I feel like they seldom get talked about, but they're really, really cool. I really, really love them. And unfortunately, even on this doll, you kind of barely see them because of her kind of bubbly jellyfish dress. You know, it's kind of puffy and it obscures these boots a little bit, but I love, love, love these shoes. And I think this gold paint is just, it looks nice. And anywhere that's gold plastic, I am basically covering it with this gold paint. Even on the bottom of the shoes, which you really don't even see, I like to go that extra mile and just give it that extra little love, you know? Next up, I am taking this Deco Art Extreme Sheen pink paint in the color Pink Tourmaline. I really like this metallic paint. It's kind of like a tier below the Folk Art Treasure Gold line of paints as far as like quality goes. But it's a little bit cheaper, and there's a huge, huge range of colors, which is nice. I think I picked this paint up for Catty Noir for repainting some of her accessories, like her boots, and it was lovely, and I really, really liked it. Now, for this project, on her necklace and her belt for Lagoona, I am painting over her seaweed portions, and I thought it would look nice as pink because her jellyfish dress has some subtle pink jellyfish on it, and I want to pull out the pink of her design a little bit more. And I like this color choice. You know, typically when you think like seaweed, I don't know, maybe you think green, right? But the pink feels fun, and I really like this belt piece in particular by differentiating these three sort of like textures going on between the rope, the seaweed, and the pearls. I don't know, it looks really, really nice. Now, also, for this project, because I have been just customizing my doll accessories for so long, I just have a lot of these supplies on hand, which is really nice. I didn't have to go out and buy any paint for this video, which, you know, the more you do custom projects like this over time, you'll just build up your supplies and it'll just get easier. So just wanted to share that. Now I'm taking in some black acrylic paint for the pearls. I think this one is Ceramicoat is what the brand is called, but really any solid black acrylic paint should work. You can see this one is very, very opaque. I don't know if I watered this one down, but it's going on really, really nice. And I decided to make the pearls black because she already has lots of like black in her accessories, like her headband and her earrings. So I'm just playing into that. And that's the thing when you're customizing like accessories like this, is a lot of the time you can take huge creative liberties and just do something wild with your color choices. But other times, like what I'm doing today, you can sort of just enhance some of the design principles that were already set forth with the doll, but maybe just amp it up a little bit and bring the doll to its fullest potential. That's kind of what I'm doing today. That's the path I'm taking. Now, of course, you can paint this whatever colors you choose, right? But I'm kind of trying to take choices and make choices that, you know, feel informed by a lot of the pieces that Lagoona already has going on. So I wanted her to feel cohesive and I want it to feel, you know, clean and sleek. That's my intentions. Now here for this section, I noticed there was like pearls on the rope. It was kind of weird, but it's built into the sculpt. So I'm just trying to follow the sculpt of this necklace. There are some things that I paint, by the way, in this video that I did not record. Like the section that I was holding on the necklace was a fish hook. I paint that silver, which you'll see in the end, but I never filmed it, so sorry. You'll see some things at the end that I snuck in there, and I'll show you when we get there. Now, for this purse, I'm painting the handle gold because I thought it would look nice. And I was waiting for the black paint to dry, and I was just kind of getting bored, so I was like, you know what, let me paint this, and it looks nice in the end. I think it kind of breaks up the handle from the jellyfish part of the bag. So there's that. All right, now I'm going to mix up some paint for the pearls, like a shiny top coat. And I'm taking this pearlizing medium. It's just kind of like a pearl paint. Adding some of this folk art dragonfly glaze. I add 2 different colors. I add one that's predominantly green, and then one that's kind of got like a violet shift. And I love these paints. If you've watched my channel, I always talk about them. I always try to find a way to work them into a project because I think they are so pretty. And a fun tip with these paints is the color will say 3 colors in a sequence, right? So for instance, one of the colors I use today, it is violet, blue, green, shift. Whatever color comes last in that sequence is going to be the most prominent color. So that's why I mixed the green and the purple. It's kind of like a beetle almost is what I'm going for. And it looks really nice. Now, if I could go back, I think I would have not added the pearlizing medium because it just adds this kind of white hue that I don't know if I'm a fan of. Like, I think the dragonfly glaze alone would have gotten the job of making this look pearlescent without me needing to add the pearlizing medium. But you know, what's that phrase, like hindsight is 2020, something like that. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, I just wish I didn't add that to this mix. But as you can see, I'm going over the pearls that I painted as well as her other accessories like the headband, the earrings. I even go over the little seahorses on the heels of her shoes. So anything that is black, I am putting this top coat over it to kind of give it that nice pearlescent sheen. And this is my favorite stuff ever. But you can see even here as I'm painting it, like it looks white, and that's because of the pearlizing medium. Don't love that, you know, but not every choice you make can be a knockout, and that is okay. That is part of the creative process, is you live and you learn. Now, like I said, there are some things that I paint off camera, like, you know, those little sand dollars and like skeletal fish on her belt and stuff like that, and on her shoes. They're kind of like red, blue, and yellow, like they're kind of primary colors. I paint those over, which you'll see in the end. It was just a last minute decision, and I was like, should I not? But I just want to mention that, so when you see the end results, you're not like, wait a second, I didn't see you paint that. It happened, okay? Okay, now moving on to the hair. Here I am sectioning out some bangs for Lagoona. Y'all, these bangs, I don't want to talk about them, okay? By the time I'm doing this voiceover, I've already finished working on this custom. I hate the bangs, so, you know, I'm going to show you what I did, but, like, it was not my vision, okay? I was going for some, like, wispy, kind of puffy, fluffy bangs. I don't know, kind of like curtain bangs, a little Sabrina Carpenter-esque. But Saran, she don't play like that, okay? So I did not get the bangs that I wanted in the end. The bangs I got are the bangs I got. But I sectioned this off, tied off with some elastic so I can then put her hair up. I'm doing like a half up, half down situation. Now here I am sectioning the hair for that, you know, top half that I'm going to be tying. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this, but I'm very particular with like how I section my hair out. I don't know how to describe it. Like, basically, I don't like there to be bald spots, so I'm trying to like hollow this out, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sculpting it out and hollowing some of the hair, so I'm only bringing up the essential hair that I need. I'm trying to show you there. You see, I'm like, this is the hair that I'm pulling up. Okay, I'm going to tie this off with some elastic and then section out the other side. Here I've sectioned out both sides, and now I'm getting ready to tie it up. But there's just a lot of finessing with the plugs, right? Moving the plugs back and forth, trying to figure out what hair I want to tie up, what hair I want to keep down. It's a process that I'm not great at describing. But here, I'm tying the hair up with some elastic. It's not easy. It's so difficult to get a good, sleek, nice, tight little ponytail. But I've gotten better at it over time. And here you can see just, tying it with a little bit of elastic, and voila, look how good it looks. That took time, but that's the base. Now, I also needed like something to cover the elastic, which honestly half the time I don't worry about, but like I'm trying to be good, okay? Usually I'll leave just elastic visible on my dolls, truth be told, but I'm covering it up with a little braid, doing a little wrap around. This is so outside of my wheelhouse, but like I said, I'm trying to be a good doll customizer and go the extra mile and put in this effort. Do a little braid, pull the hair from the back, elastic it off, then I'm going to wrap it around the elastic to cover the elastic. This is a lot of work, y'all. It looks good. It looks good, but honestly, like, take it or leave it. I'm not someone who's a stickler for this type of thing, but I figured I would show the process. I wrap it around maybe 3 times. Here you can see I'm tying it off with elastic, and then after I tie it off, I actually undo the rest of the braid, which you'll see. I don't really know the protocol for this. Like I don't really know how to do this, so I'm just sort of winging it, and I hope I did it correctly. Also, my camera angle, oh my god, this is so bad. This is the best I could do. I was doing this restyle on my couch with Lagoona wedged between my legs. I was giving you the real authentic experience of what it's like for me to style my doll hair. This is it, okay? Doll wedged in between my thighs. My joints are hurting. Like, it is not fun, but this is how I do things, okay? Okay, for the half up, half down hairstyle, for the half up portion, I'm going to section it into 4s and do 4 braids. And what I'm going for is sort of like jellyfish tendrils, that's kind of what I'm trying to evoke here. And to really hit that sort of design, I don't know, home, to sort of nail it, I decided to do goddess braids, where you leave out a little tendril of the braid so you can curl it later. I learned this technique from watching Rodney Rainbow way back when he would do his ridiculous Rainbow High hair videos. Oh my god, like I am learning the struggles of filming hair. It is so difficult. So shout out to Rodney Rainbow, wherever you are today. Thank you for your gorgeous, gorgeous hair videos. I've never done this before, but I remember him doing it, and it's not that difficult. You just braid, but then leave out a section of the braid. You see, I left out 2 little sections right there, and then later on I will curl those, so like it's a braid with curls. It looks really, really good, and it's not that difficult. It's just, some fine motor skills, and I only filmed me doing the braid once. I repeat it 3 more times because it was a lot of work. And wow, fast forward to this. Now, it's a, half up, half down hairstyle. For the half down portion, I am curling the hair. Now, I have sectioned the half down portion into 2 halves. Now I'm taking the lower half, and I'm taking that and sectioning it into 6 parts, so I can do 6 big curls on the bottom. There you can see, there's kind of how I'm sectioning it. I'm very meticulous when it comes to me sectioning my hair. And now I'm using some boba straws to curl. Look how gorgeous this hair is. Like, it reminds me of like candy or like saltwater taffy or something. The colors are beautiful. And honestly, you don't see these colors on the default hairstyle, so I'm glad I'm taking the extra effort to curl the hair. And once again, I apologize in advance for how terrible my camera angles are here, but I am wrapping the hair around a boba straw, pinning it in with the bobby pin at the top, and then securing it at the bottom with another boba straw and then another bobby pin. So this is my technique. It's a little difficult. Curling is a lot of effort, okay? I honestly find curling more tedious than rerouting, believe it or not. I find this process to be very, very tedious and like very technical. Not that rerouting isn't technical, but this is just a lot of work. And then I only spritz the bottom when I'm about to wrap it off with the boba straw. I spritz it there to kind of flatten the hair down, but when I'm wrapping the beginning portion of the curl, I don't like it to be wet. So that's one little caveat. Now, I show me doing this 3 times, but this bottom half that I sectioned out, there's 6 curls, and then the top section, there also is 6 curls. So I have 12 big bouncy curls with 4 braids. That's kind of what I'm going for. And it looks good in the end. It was just a lot of work, a lot of effort to get these curls looking right. There, the straw was too long, so I clipped it. You know, we're just going with the flow, doing what we got to do to get this doll hair finished. Okay, here the curls are all done. Look how ridiculous this looks. And now I'm going to show you how I curl the little tendrils for the goddess braids. This is really easy, but I am using some smaller straws, like standard size straws rather than boba straws, because I think it looks better for these smaller curls. And same exact principle, pin it at the top with the bobby pin, wrap it around at the bottom with the straw, and then pin that as well with the second bobby pin, and repeat the process. I wanted to curl the bottom of the braids, but like I was too lazy. So you get what you get, okay? And I really like these goddess braids. I think I might tackle them again in the future. They look really, really good. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this process. At this stage of curling doll hair, though, it does start to feel ridiculous. Like this monstrosity of straws, hair, and bobby pins that you're working with. It's like a very delicate beast that you have to just conquer. If you've ever done this before, you'll know what I'm talking about. But like I always show my partner whenever I'm curling a doll, I'm like, look at all the work I just put into this doll, because like I'm so impressed with myself, because this is a lot of work. Okay, ignore whatever I'm doing here. I'm going to show you it, but like I trimmed the hair. I was trying to do like a curler type situation where I take 3 really small cut straw pieces and I'm trying to like imagine as if I was like curling the bangs with curlers. So that's what I do here. In theory, this was going to work out well, but then when I took out the straws and I tried to style it, I like effed it up. So I'm going to leave this in just so you can see what I was going for. But yeah, the bangs are what the bangs are, which you'll see in the end. Like, you know, do not leave any hate comments, please. I'm already going through it with these bangs. Everything else looks great, but like these bangs have just been the bane of my existence. And rewatching this footage, I'm like, where did I go wrong? I should have just done standard bangs. Why was I trying to be technical, curling these bangs, doing all of this commotion? Like, it was not worth it. It was not worth it. It did not work out, but there you go. That's what I did. You don't even get to see them taken out of the straws because I didn't film that, because I was like, let me just do that in my free time. You know, I don't know. That's my little ramble for the day, okay? I don't get peeved quite often, but these bangs really did me in today. So that's my little, that's that on that, okay? Now, here's my Lagoona. And I am submerging her in boiling hot water for a boil wash. Be careful. Do not burn yourself. I hate my stovetop. It's electric. It sucks. It sucks. But that's all you do. Submerge it. I maybe submerge it like 3 or 4 times. Get a good dunk in there. And then for the bangs, I was like, ooh, let me use my electric kettle. Because one thing I will say is I don't like to submerge elastic in boiling hot water. I just feel like it weakens the elastic. And because there is an elastic that's tying the top half portion, I really tried not to get that submerged in boiling hot water because I don't want to damage that and then have the hair elastic pop later. It's a whole thing, okay? Then I try to like submerge the hair with some cold water from my sink. And one technique which I'm doing here, which I think is very, very pivotal, is I take out the bobby pins right after the boil wash, okay? You can see there, I take out the bobby pins, I move the straw towards the top to keep the curl secure. But the reason I do this is because the bobby pins will rust as the hair dries and discolor the hair. You do not want that. So I remove the bobby pins right away. They are primarily there to keep the hair secure for the boil wash. But as the hair is drying, I like to take them out. So, you know, that's my word of advice. All right, I'm all finished working on Fan-Sea Lagoona Blue. I think she turned out wonderfully. She was a journey. She was a lot of effort, a lot of work. I did not think she would take me like a week long. I was hoping like 2 or 3 days, but that is okay. I'm very, very happy with the end results, and let me show you everything that I did. So let's start off with the hair. From the front, this is what I'm working with. You know, these bangs are not my initial vision. This is not what I was going for. I wanted something a little bit more wispy, feathery, fluffy, and this is what I got. And you know what? Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's part of the creative process, is trial and error. Things don't always work out how you intend, and you gotta roll with the punches. So do I love these bangs? No. Are they serviceable? Sure. It is what it is. Everything else though about her hair I am fond of. I like the headband. I think it styles nicely. I really wanted to keep this part of the hairstyle. And then you can see the half up portion. I think the braids look nice with a little wraparound that I did. And then here you can see the goddess braids. I think they look really nice. I like the curls on them. This one has like a little blue curl right there. And then here are the curls in the back. Okay, let me explain this process very quickly because I did not show it on camera. So once the hair is completely dry, I take out all of the straws and then I spray them with some hairspray, one curl at a time. I'll separate the curls with my comb, kind of help keep their shape in my hand, and then I spray them one at a time. And to keep the hairspray from going everywhere, I will like put like a paper towel behind the curl, so that way I'm not spraying the hair. I think spraying one curl at a time is the way to go. That's just my opinion. You let the curl dry so it's not wet and sticky and it doesn't stick to the other hair. And now you have some nice bouncy curls. Like you see, there's still some movement to them. They're not like a complete stiff brick, right, of hair. But I think curling saran and spraying it with hairspray just helps set the hair in place. Especially, you see how long her hair is. Saran is a little bit heavier than, say, nylon, and the curls naturally will just fall out over time and they'll lose their curl pattern and it just doesn't look good. So I think a little bit of hairspray goes a long way. That's my opinion. Everyone differs on how they, think you should style hair or not style hair. So this is all very subjective and opinion based, but this is what works for me. And for reference, actually, my Monster Fest Laguna right here, I curled her hair maybe 4 to 5 months ago. Spray painted, oh my god, hair sprayed it down. And here you can see how nice these curls still look. This has just been sitting on my shelf for like 5 months, and these curls are still nice. They still look good. They have not fallen out yet. So that's why I think a little bit of hairspray goes a long way. And especially with Fan-Sea Lagoona, I feel like the curls really bring out this beautiful color that she has going on, that like with the default crimped hairstyle, you did not see any of this at all whatsoever. So I'm a huge fan of this. You can kind of see the fantasy I was going for with the braids, with the little curls and everything. It looks really nice. I think I did a pretty good job of trying to evoke jellyfish here. And then as far as the painted accessories, here we go. You can see all of the little pearl top coat details I did. I love the necklace and the belt. I think the pink works really well with the dress. And there are some of the details up close. All of that work I put in is totally worth it. Some things I did not show on camera, like I mentioned earlier, are these little pieces right here, like the seahorse, the shell, and the sand dollars. I painted in a blue and orange color scheme. It's complementary. The color scheme looks nice. It doesn't clash too much with the design. I painted this bracelet gold. There's the gold handle. I added some orange details on the jellyfish. On these tendrils in the middle, I added some of that pearlescent finish. And then I really like securing the bag with some elastic. I don't know, I think it's very chic, And then, as I mentioned earlier, you can't really see the shoes because of this dress, but like, I'll lift the dress up. Boom. Ooh, boom. Look how nice these look. Here's the end result for the shoes. I like them. They look nice. Pretty simple, just like I said, enhancing what was already there. And there's a little heel. I added some pearl details there. And that is the end results of my Fan-Sea Lagoona Blue. I think she is totally display worthy now, and I enjoy her way more in my collection, and especially with the upcoming Fang Vote Catty Noir doll that's set to release soon. I think this upcoming Thursday, March 27th, I want to say, is when she comes out. So I think she will display wonderfully next to Catty, and I had a lot of fun customizing her. And also, I think it's just important to play with your dolls, to find joy with your collection and doll collecting in general, when it comes to, being able to find pleasure in things that aren't just unboxing dolls, that isn't just buying something new. Like, it's fun to get new dolls, it's fun to unbox dolls, but also I have tons of dolls just sitting in my collection, sitting on my shelves that I can play with and enhance and customize. So in these sort of like dry spells where there's not a lot of new releases, that doesn't mean like you just have to actively disengage with the hobby. You do you. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm also just trying to encourage creative means of finding joy in your collection that don't always just involve, swiping your credit card. So that's my 2 cents. I'm not trying to like preach, but I'm just trying to share part of my insight on like what makes me happy playing with my dolls. And this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this process, and I hope you had fun coming along for this journey. I'm still very, very rudimentary when it comes to filming and getting my angles for styling the doll hair. So bear with me. I'm trying to get better, but that is all I have to share with you today. Thank you so, so much for hanging out with me. Also, I announced the winner to the Lagoona Blue Day Out giveaway that I hosted last week on my Gleam link if you want to go check it out. The winner has been contacted. She has replied, and I am sending the doll out tomorrow. So congrats to the winner, and I hope to host more giveaways in the future. I'm also thinking maybe giveaways for things that aren't just inbox dolls, maybe customized dolls, who knows? So stay tuned. But that is all I have to share with all of you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Eli. This is my channel, Draculasia, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Okay, goodbye.